Hello everyone, it's Victoria Mattia and you are listening to the Mom Care Coach podcast. So if this is your first time tuning in, first of all, I thank you so very much. No matter where you are tuning in from, if you are listening on iTunes or Spotify, or if you are watching me right now on YouTube, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to listen or watch this podcast. I hope it blesses you. Please do not forget to like and follow. So today I have a very interesting follow-up podcast episode. So this is episode 13, and today we are talking about my top 2 breathwork exercises for autism moms. So for autism moms, breathwork is really, really important. And our one big idea is that the goal of having a calm mind is not interdependent upon having a calm environment. So this is really, really important for us. So the idea of having a calm mind does not mean it depends upon having a calm environment. For some of us, the idea of having a calm environment sounds really daunting because right now it may be really stressful or overwhelming and maybe really, really intense. So I started a practice of breath work a couple years ago. I know for myself as an autism mom, just like many of you that are tuning in, the journey can be quite challenging, and there's nothing really to prepare you for this road. So as you know, we have our 4 intentional needs, and today we're talking about mindset in order to lead us to having a calm mind. But of course, our other 4 intentional needs, if this is your first time, we have sleep that will lead us to restorative rest. We have mindset that will lead us to a calm mind, which is what we are talking about today. We have movement that will lead us to joyful movement. So you will eventually find the thing that brings you joy with moving your body, whether that is playing basketball, hula hooping, Pilates, swimming. You will find what brings you incredible joy. We have nutrition, which will give us a nourished body. So these are really, really important. I hope that was 4: mindset, movement, nutrition, and sleep. So, and sleep will lead us to having giving us restorative rest. So this is really, really important. And the reason why I wanted to do this follow-up session. So if you remember, before the holidays or during the holiday season, I was sharing with you the importance of breath work and finding calm in the moment and how to do that. And I promised you guys that I would create a YouTube video so that you will be able to see me and watch me in real time work through those breathwork exercises. So this is that video. If you are listening to the podcast right now, I encourage you to also come over to YouTube, and it's called the Mom Care Coach podcast. I think it's just called the Mom Care Coach actually. And take a few minutes and watch the breathwork exercises and work through them yourself because they are really, really powerful. I learned about breathwork during a season that was very challenging for me. My child that's on the spectrum right now, he's 13. He will be turning 14 in a few months. I have another child and he is 11. He has not gotten a diagnosis of autism. We have not gone through that process. He does have ADHD and dyslexia. He also has some sensory processing needs as well. And I remember during that time when I was first introduced to breath work, one of the things that was so challenging was elopement. He constantly was eloping from a variety of different places whenever we went out in public, sometimes from our home. Just we never knew what was going to happen, which created in me a lot of PTSD because I never knew what was going to happen. We could have a wonderful outing or maybe not so wonderful. And it was always very challenging. If you are not an autism parent and you're listening in to help someone else, the difficulty is the unknown. Because with the spectrum, it's a spectrum, meaning the child can be anywhere on that spectrum and there's not a trajectory of how they will develop. So they may meet milestones, but then they may not, which is really different than a lot of special needs. Some children that have a variety of different special needs, there's usually a different a trajectory. It may take longer for them to meet that, but you know what, you never know, but there's like an idea of what to expect. And when a child is on the autism spectrum, you really have no idea. It really is a gamble. It could go either way, and you just don't know. They may meet those milestones eventually, and then again, they may not. And you just have to prepare yourself for both and do everything you can in the meantime. But I know for me, it became really difficult to even leave the house because I was always afraid of what was going to happen. Was I prepared enough? Did I have everything I need? Has he eaten enough? Is he calm enough? Does he have enough fidget toys when we're out? Like, what is going to help this child to go from point A to point B? And for me, sometimes it was just difficult to actually go from our home, drive to a store or a park or wherever, and try to get out of the door, because sometimes I park, before I would even park, he's opening up the door, running out, and now I am out with my other child trying to figure out, like, fighting traffic just to get to the store. And all of this has happened before we've even gotten there. So it was so very stressful for me. And so I know, because I've lived this, he still elopes sometimes, but it's not like it used to be, and it's not on a daily occurrence as it once was. So for me, the stress has always been really, really high, because you never know what to expect and when things are going to change. But one of the things that what I had to realize is that the calm mind that I was actively seeking and chasing is not interdependent upon what is actually happening right now. So, and I want to just kind of clarify what a calm mind is. So a calm mind, I know I hear a lot about on different podcasts or in articles or blogs, mom rage. So that is a real thing. That was not something I was dealing with. For me, it was more anxiety, overwhelm, depression, fears. How do I handle the situation? What do I do? And how do I handle the situation of how other people are perceiving my child or children, how they are wanting to get involved and see, can we help you or whatever. And then sometimes it was just navigating how I was treated in public, like how they would look at me, the things they would say, or the kind of snide remarks when they saw my child having this difficulty. And it got to a point where we just really just didn't go out very much, almost at all. We go out sometimes now, but I would not say it's a daily basis at all. Often it's not even a weekly basis. It just really depends on how he's feeling and what's going on. The emotional environment of him and preparing him, like what that would look like. And then it also is preparing myself. How am I going to handle the situation? Am I taking care of myself in the way that I need to before that outing? So for me, breath work, let me kind of explain breath work versus meditation, because sometimes that's a question that people will have. What is the difference? Is it the same thing? And so I actually Googled it to give you the correct response. So for breath work, it's all about changing your breath patterns to give you a specific result. Usually it's like stress reduction. Versus meditation, that is different because it can have breath work in it, but it doesn't have to. It's the focus of that is having you to be aware of your thoughts, your thought patterns, and then the sensations in your body. So it's not directly linked to breath work at all. Sometimes it can have it in there and sometimes it doesn't. So the focus of those two things are really completely different. And another thing that I really like about breath work is you can do it in just like 5 seconds, 30 seconds. You can do it for several minutes, or you don't have to. You can be out in public and taking a moment and just breathing. It's different than, when a person is doing like that, it becomes more of a hyperventilating thing. But learning specific exercises to help your breath, it literally calms down your mind, it calms down your body, it calms down your limbic system, which is your nervous system. And so that's really powerful. I do have a podcast episode that goes into our limbic system and how that really affects how we, think and feel and all of that. Okay, so now I want to talk about how we can have this calm mind as a goal, which is peace. That's the mind that we're wanting to achieve. Having peaceful thoughts, even in difficult situations. Being able to turn on that calm mind that gets us out of fight or flight, that gets us out of anxiety-ridden thoughts and fears, so that we can be able to see the situation objectively and be able to rationally express ourselves and absolutely be able to rationally know what that next step is, because we're taking time to think and process and then speak. Okay, so there's 2 breathwork exercises I wanted to share with you. The first breathwork exercise has to do with nostril breathing, okay? So I'm gonna tell you about it first before I show you. So how it works is you will close one nostril, okay? And then you're going to breathe in slowly for 4 counts. And I'm gonna show you, count it off. And then you're gonna hold it for 4 counts. And then you're gonna breathe out for 4 counts. Then you're going to breathe in again, that same nostril for 4 counts, and then you switch, and you hold it, and then you switch, and then you're going to breathe out for 4 counts, hold it for 4 counts, breathe in for 4 counts, and then breathe out the other nostril. And you can do this for, I think we'll do it for like 5 iterations, and then we can just kind of take a moment and see how you feel. It creates energy and it creates calm. Okay, so that's the first exercise that we're going to do. So I recommend having a calm space, that you're actually either sitting down in a chair that's comfortable for you, or you're laying down doing this exercise. Make sure that if you're sitting down, your feet are flat on the floor. You're able to relax your body. And although I'm saying all of this, this is not what you need to do in every situation. If you're out and your child is having a tantrum or a really difficult time, you don't have to have all of that. What I'm saying is so that you are able to focus and see what I'm doing right now and practice what I'm doing. It's nice if you have the option to be able to have a calm space and a comfortable seating, so that you will see how to do it and understand it, so that when you are out, you can. Obviously, maybe putting your finger on your nostril isn't your favorite thing to do when you're out, so I do have another one where you can take just a couple of iterations for that as well. Okay, this one can be really helpful if you are at home and your child is having a difficult time, or if you are out but you're able to go to the bathroom for a few seconds, if you are not by yourself, are not by yourself. However you do it, you want to feel comfortable and understand this is another way of taking care of yourself, of self-care, is helping you to learn how to stay calm in a variety of situations, even though it can be very, very challenging. Okay, so I'm going to start now. I am going to cover my left nostril first, I think, okay? So I'm going to be breathing through my right nostril. So I'm gonna breathe in 4, okay, and then I can count it off for you, and then hold it. This is for hold. for the 4 seconds, and then breathing out, and then switching to the other side, and then breathing in, holding it, and then breathing out, and actually breathing in again, and then covering to breathe out. So you do the switch when you're needing to breathe out, okay? So you're gonna breathe in twice per nostril, and then breathe out when you're covering the other one, okay? So if you're ready, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Okay, and then you would keep going and then go out the other nostril. Now, once you're done, what you may notice is that you feel more calm, you may feel energetic, or you just may feel more calm. It's very calming to me. If you have any health conditions and you feel like you want to talk to your primary caregiver, of course you can before you're starting breathwork practices if you choose. Breathwork can be very invigorating feeling and helps you to feel more of a calm mind, so you're able to respond or take on that challenge, or see what your child is needing. But any type of feelings of overwhelm, not overwhelm, but any feelings of like numbness or tingling or any of those things, you can feel free to contact your primary caregiver. However, you can Google a lot of the different normal reactions with breath work. Sometimes different reactions for different people. They can start to feel emotional. They can feel more calm. I'm just giving you different things for different individuals depending on different exercises. Every exercise is different and it can affect people in different ways. Feel free to get outside support if you choose to do that. I am not a doctor. I am a certified health coach and a certified life coach. I have had extensive training when it comes to natural practices, supplements, exercises, all of those different kinds of things, especially and specifically for women. Okay, so that's my my little synopsis on that. Okay, the next exercise I want to share with you was probably my first exercise. I absolutely love it. I do it all the time. I started doing it because I struggled so much with sleep. I struggled so much because when I was a child, I struggled with insomnia, and that carried on into my college years, because college years, a lot of times you're up studying late, you're at your friend's house, or there's lots of different things that can help with that or create that environment for insomnia. Then later on, after having children, especially with my oldest child struggling with sleep, we worked for years to try to get that under control. And most of the time, he's able to get sleep throughout the night. However, it is not every night. But because my body got used to struggling with sleep, I had to put certain practices in place in order for my body to get used to not struggling with sleep and sleeping throughout the night, because there's so many things that we do that can create an environment for lack of sleep and insomnia, just living in our modern world with technology and just so many different things. And I have covered sleep issues in other episodes, and I am happy to do that in the future as well, because it is one of our intentional needs, which is our anchor that is tethering us to what our goals are. So this particular, I remember when I first started this particular exercise that I'm about to show you, was so helpful for me personally that I remember falling to sleep while I was doing the exercise, and then waking up and like, oh wow, I was in the middle of doing that exercise. So for me, this was very, very powerful. This particular exercise is very simple, but it's also very calming. And I remember doing it over and over to help my mind calm down and to go to sleep. The great thing about this particular exercise, you can also do it as you're walking around. You can also do it at home. It just brings a sense of calm and peace to your mind, which was something that's really important for me in the past and for now, because if you are an individual that struggles with having difficulty calming your mind and your body down, then this can be really helpful, because your brain really does connect to the different sensations in our body and how we are feeling and the emotions, and depending on how the thoughts in our mind, how they are going, it can affect our emotions, and it can affect our mindset, and it just, it becomes this ripple effect of how things work. Okay, so for this particular exercise, it's very simple. Basically, I breathe through my mouth 4 counts, and then there's no holding. You breathe out 6 counts. Basically, you want to breathe out longer than you're actually breathing in order to get the benefit. Okay. So this can also be done through your nose. I find that it's more powerful for me personally through my mouth, breathing out the mouth. You breathe in through your nose, but out the mouth, okay? Now, if you choose, you can experiment and try breathing in the nose and out the nose. That's also an option. And because it's so simple, why not try different things to help you to feel a sense of calm and peace? Okay, so if you're ready, we're going to start this one. And again, remember, we're breathing in for 4 counts, and then we're through the nose, and then out the mouth 6 counts. Okay, we're not holding at any time. Okay. Excuse me, I'm fighting a little bit of a cold. Okay, that's hibiscus tea. Excuse me. Okay, so those are my 2 favorite exercises. I hope that you give them a try and that you love them, because they can be very, very powerful. Also, you can share these exercises with your children. That can also be very powerful for them if they are open to it. So continue to practice your breath work. Tell me in the comments how it's affecting you, if you notice any difference, if you're feeling more calm, if you're feeling more in control. And share with me like the different challenges that you've been having and how this has impacted your life. So I hope that you have a great day and you are able to get some calm thoughts in through these exercises. And I love to hear how they are affecting you. Thanks. Bye.